Hi, parents. Welcome to the 2020-2021 open house for Twinsburg High School. My name is Russ Chappell. This is Block 2 Geometry, part of the Virtual Academy. So these students are all at home all the time. Again, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. First of all, I want to say that I'm excited to have your student in my classroom. Although I never really see them in person, it is my goal to provide them with the best education I can, help them learn geometry. And again, I feel like I'm pretty savvy with technology that I can make this happen as long as the student's willing to work with me, stay disciplined on their end of things, because again, being virtual puts a lot of responsibility on the student, and I can see that some students handle it better than others. But I'll talk as I go through the syllabus about ways that we can help monitor our students. All right, so I'm going to take away my video here and show you my syllabus. Okay, so here's the Block 2 Geometry Virtual Academy for the fall semester syllabus. Here's my contact information, school phone number and email. Our meeting time for this class is 9:50 to 11:25 a.m. The first things here are the websites that I use in my class, and I will show you a couple of them later on. Because this is virtual, a lot of stuff is done online, so you can see there's a lot of helpful websites that I do use in class. Supplies. So again, because the student's at home, whatever device they're using, Chromebook, phone, computer, I don't care. So it has to be hooked up to the electric, I guess. But additional supplies. So I'm still a proponent of pencil and paper. In terms of taking notes. So you'll see later, I'll show you all my notes are video notes. However, I don't think that math can be learned just by watching a video. I think you have to write down the math. I think you have to do the math. So hopefully your son or daughter is using a pencil and or something to write with and some paper when they're looking over my videos. If they want a handheld calculator, that's fine. This is two examples. One's a scientific calculator that's about $12. The other one's a graphing calculator, which is about $100. Again, your future teachers might want you to have that graphic calculator, but I don't necessarily need it. I have a online calculator called Desmos Graphing Calculator that I use a lot, and I encourage students to use as well. Headphones, again, because they're not in person, it's not a big deal, but a mouse. We do use this software called Desmos Geometry, and there's some manipulation of points and segments, and sometimes it's hard to do with that D-pad or the directional pad on your laptop or Chromebook, so a mouse is helpful. The textbook, all of my notes are made from this Geometry Common Core textbook published by Pearson in 2012, but I don't really pass out hard copies to the students. Grading, there are two major grades. The first is summative assessments. That's 70%. As I get more into this talk, you'll see that summative assessments happen each week at the end of the week, either on a Friday or a Thursday if it's a shortened week. And again, that just covers the material from that week. And then formative assessments, each week there's a group of assessments, usually one assessment or one assignment per day. Could be an extra assignment in a week, depending on how short or long the assignments are. But those are all formative, and they go in that category of 30%. Extra help. I am willing to help students. I prefer to do it during the meeting time, and we use Google Meet to do that. And I'm going to show you in a second how I utilize that. So if I'm in a Google Meet with your son or daughter, I'll share my screen with them. I will take a picture of their problem already ahead of time, and then we will do the problem together. And I have the ability using my tablet to write on this. So again, if M is parallel to N, then I would tell them, there should be arrows. So this is your transversal T. So then we would talk about, what kind of angle pair are these? If we know that this angle is 110, how do we find this angle? I can tell them, oh, this angle and this angle are corresponding, so they're going to be congruent. So then that means these two angles form a linear pair because linear pairs. So you can see what I do. And again, I can change colors to bring things to light more. So maybe I'll put, okay, this is the 110, this is your X, things like that. And again, I feel like I said, pretty savvy with technology that I'm not afraid of teaching this way. I really think it can be done as long as I have the students' cooperation on the other side of the screen. Okay, student contact, we'll skip. There's really no issue there. Description, feel free if you want to watch this video. This is a great introduction to what geometry is. It's a little bit lengthy. It's like 8 minutes long. The first half of it's good though. Okay, daily expectations. This is what I really want us to pay attention to, please. So it says on Saturdays, material to be covered for the upcoming week will be posted. Students will be expected to work at their own pace throughout the week to complete all assignments. Each day, students are expected to use the Google Meet link in Google Classroom to check in with the teacher during class time. In addition, students will be expected to work on their geometry assignments during class meeting time, and the teacher will remain on the Google Meet in order to assist students. On Fridays, students will be expected to complete a weekly assessment over the material covered within the week. So I'm going to show you in a second on Google Classroom what this looks like. But again, on Saturdays, I do post it. And again, I do it on Saturdays because I want to give them a full 7 days. So posted Saturday, due Friday. So again, typically it's one assignment a day, and I will have it like spaced out. So I'll say, okay, on Monday, do this assignment. On Tuesday, do this assignment as like a suggested pacing guide, because I know that some students can't handle, oh, I have 5 things to do. I'm overwhelmed. I won't wait. I'll wait until Thursday to get them all done. No, you got to work, paced and spaced out. So every day they do check in on the Google Meet between 9:50 and 9:55. We'll take attendance. We'll do a little spiel. Sometimes I have like a question of the day that I ask, like, what's your favorite color or what'd you do over the weekend? And then typically I let them leave the Google Meet and work on their work. The reason I let them leave is because if I'm talking to another student on the Google Meet and they're trying to watch a video notes presentation, my voice overlaps and it's confusing. So I usually let them leave, and then they have to come check back in at 11:15. But if students have questions, they can pop back in. I also sometimes ask certain students to stay, and I'll give them like 20-minute time slots. Hey, Shannon, you work with me from 10 to 10:20, and Jimmy, you come back at 10:25 and work with me. So it's a great way for me to get some one-on-one help for your student. And then lastly, here is the weekly calendar. This goes all the way through the end of the semester. And again, it's broken down by the sections being taught. And then over here is the assessments covering what sections on the assessment. So let me go through and show you what a typical weekly assignment looks like. So if I go to our Google Classroom, this is our Block 2 Geometry Classroom. So here's the main page. So under the Classwork tab, you'll see so this is week 4 this week, and I have the dates, okay, September 28th through October 2nd. So here is a little blurb, and then here is the assignments that are going to be due this week. And again, they're spaced out by date. And then the final date, which is Friday, is when the quiz is. Now, notice that each one has Delta Math or Edge Elastic. That's where the assignment can be found. And then again, sometimes I have some notes to be made for the kids. I also include the blank Google Slides in case they want to print them off ahead of time, and then they could take the notes while they watch the video, because you'll see that my Google Slides are where I do my videos from. And then Delta Math and Edge Elastic, I'll have links to the websites they need. So let's go into Delta Math and see what a typical assignment looks like. Okay. So if I go back, okay, so this is their 3-2 assignment. So you can see the first 3 are videos. So what I do is I make my videos and I embed them here, and then they get points for watching the videos because it tracks their progress. Now, I cannot jump ahead because it does track the progress down here, but eventually you would see writing coming up on the screen. And again, sometimes I use Geometry Desmos to explain some topics. Okay. So you can see some blue. Now, as I go through these videos, they become more problem-based. So the first one is typically explaining the notes, and then the second one is more problem-based. So you'll see that is a problem from Delta Math. And again, I don't always go over every problem with the students, but the ones that I think are the most tricky. And then down here, you'll see the problems, right? So again, if you click on a problem, right, here it comes. And they work on the problem on paper and pencil and then submit the answer here. And again, that's how they get credit for their assignment. And again, you'll see the completion here. And once it says 100%, they get full credit in the grade book. Now, again, I think I mentioned flexibility. The reason I do these weekly assignments is to allow flexibility in case things happen. So I do encourage the students to take a look on Saturday or Sunday on what the upcoming assignments are going to look like and maybe get a head start, because you never know what happens during the week. Something happens, you're at home, you got to work, things happen like that. I am not against giving extensions to students if they need them. I just need good reasons, and I need email. Communication is key for sure. Lastly, I want to mention on October 29th, there are going to be some parent-teacher conferences. They will be held virtually through Google Meet. So if that's something that you want to partake in to get an inside scoop into how your son or daughter is doing in this class, I'd love to chat with you then. So again, you can see my contact information here one more time. It was a pleasure speaking with you tonight. Sorry we couldn't meet, but again, maybe one day we will. Until then, take care, and we'll talk to you later.